What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Friday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Conium, and this is The Squeeze. This is back. This format is back. Just want to take a moment quickly. This is the first long-form video that I've done since October, and this just feels good. This feels right. This feels happy. This feels like this is more like what I'm supposed to be doing. So thank you to those people who are still subscribed, that still watch these videos. It is going back to this format. So just quickly, bear with me here. I've got a couple of notes. There will be one bet today. It's on the screen. It will go back to normally being 3 bets. I just wanted to sort of give a little refresher here. In October, so let's rewind. I have a young family. I've got approaching a 2-year-old daughter. I have a full-time job, and I have a freelance position with Betting Pros / Fantasy Pros. So there's a lot going on. I do a lot of different things, and because of that, it was becoming a little bit difficult to do this consistently. I switched to different formats. I switched to the 60-second thing, the shorts, which are also fun. Still might do those as well. And then ended up hooking up with the Discord with some awesome guys, with some awesome cappers, and did something I said I wasn't going to do, and charged for picks. In the sense of the Discord with 8 or 9 other cappers, had a $5 monthly fee, and I was putting my picks in there, and it was fun, and I have nothing but great things to say about the community that was there, those other guys that are there. It just started, I think, losing a little bit of the fun. I don't do this for money. I don't do this necessarily obviously I do this to win bets, but the tagline is "Let's talk sports" for a reason. It's more about just talking sports. And I realized that in doing that method, it just wasn't for me. And that's not to say that it's wrong or that the guys in there are bad and that you shouldn't continue following the playbook. It just wasn't for me. It's not what I was getting out of it. I started feeling pressure to make sure that I was getting these picks at every day. It just stopped being fun. And so things have changed a little bit in terms of my schedule, which allows me to do these videos. It might not be every day. It used to be every day except for Tuesday. I'm taking all of the pressure off of that, okay? This is a free YouTube channel. There's no pressure for me to make sure that I'm getting 3 picks out every single day. But I will try as best that I can. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Probably nothing Monday. Probably nothing on Tuesday. And I think for my own mental health too, just taking a step back from betting every single day, which was something that I always preached as well. There was also things like I moved over from BetStamp to Pickit to track my bets, and then Pickit only lets you track bets when you sync to your books, but then the books weren't syncing. And you couldn't use, I have 8 or 9 different sports books that I like to use to get the best odds. I wasn't able to use all of those books because they didn't sync with Pickit. And then I would have a bunch of bets on FanDuel, and then they wouldn't sync. And then it was just screwing up all of my record keeping. And, it just started becoming more work than what I was willing to put in. Shout out to Retro Kid for the Degrassi mug. Shout out to Sheridan College, my alma mater as well. Anyway, that's kind of the long and short of it. I just wanted to get back to making these videos. This is what I like to do. I like talking about sports. I like sitting in front of the camera and breaking down these things in longer than 60 seconds. I don't want them to become 10-minute, 15-minute videos. I still want to stick in that 5 to 7-minute range. But that's what it's going to be. It's going to be me talking. I think that's, my viewers were at a certain level when I was doing these videos, and then when I had to stop and went to more of the shorts, it just wasn't there. It just wasn't what I like to do. So I'm excited to be back doing this format. It's opened up to all my sports books again. I probably won't be using Pickit quite as much, even though I really like the way that it looks. It's just sort of a little bit cumbersome. I've got the bet tracking down at the bottom, so these videos that I do, you'll be able to track the record of the bets that I do here, but I'm not going to become so obsessed with every single bet that I make. And, that, again, what the paid service became is I make between 5 and 10 bets on my own every day, and I would feel bad if those bets weren't winning, but I was just making them, right? And I was feeling like people were obligated, I was obligated to win all of these bets all the time. Just a lot of pressure that's not so fun for me. So this style of video is back when I can do it. I might do some shorts when I can as well. more active on Twitter/X, sharing that. That's, I just missed that as well. Miss you guys that would follow on there. So we're going to be getting back to that. And so let's talk about the bet today. Like I said, just one today. We'll be getting back into more later, but I didn't want this video to be too long, so getting into that. The bet that I like today is the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Florida Panthers to go under 6.5. You can get this for -120 at Betway. Coming into this game, the Florida Panthers are 29-18 to the under. The Penguins are 25-16 to the under. A lot of books have this number at 6, around even money. You can go to 6 if you want the push potential. I like the 6.5, so if it falls on 6, we still win the bet. So we are paying a little bit of juice there with the -120. Over the last 10 meetings between these two teams, it has gone under 6 times. Florida's last 10 games have gone under 6, and Pittsburgh's last 10 games have gone under 6 as well. It seems like a little bit of a no-brainer. The last time the Florida Panthers played was 2 nights ago. It was a 6-2 win against Arizona. The Penguins haven't played in 4 days, and that was also against Arizona. That was a 5-2 win, and that game went over. But when you look at their last few games, it was a 3-1 win for Florida. That's the only time they played this season. Last season, a 4-1 win for Florida. They played one game where it went to overtime, and there were 13 goals scored. But previous to that, there were only 6 as well. So 3 of the last 4 games have gone under. Pittsburgh's in sort of this weird scenario where they're now starting to float the idea, or the media at least is floating the idea that Sidney Crosby might be getting traded. So we just don't really know there. Penguins haven't been great at home. They're 11-8, where Florida's been great on the road at 15-7. I like Florida to win this game as well. But I think the better bet is just to go ahead and bet the under. The odds say that is likely the case. So my one bet for today is the Pittsburgh Penguins, Florida Panthers to go under 6 for -120 at Betway. I will start putting this back on Apple Podcasts. I will start putting this back on Spotify. I have to remember how to do that. It's been so long. So bear with me as I sort of get my bearings again. But it is good to be back. Follow me on the social channels and all of that good stuff. Links in the description, all that kind of stuff. And, man, let's talk sports.